Hey there kids, welcome back. David on here in the video game room having a quick little discussion with you to do some clarification on why it is that so many collectors like to compare Funko Pops to Ty Beanie Babies, something that the fanatics hate. They hate hearing that comparison, but I don't think they understand what that actually means. I think they're taking it the wrong way. So I'm going to clarify that a little bit. I've gotten a lot of angry comments from fanatics on some of the previous videos I've done where I've made that comparison myself, and I collect Funko Pops. I've got a ton of them. My wife, LPH, has a ton of them down in the museum, and if you've seen some of the museum videos that we've done, the last Funko discussion that we did was in the pop room. So there's a lot going on here with Funko Pops. It's not a tag. We're not attacking Funko Pops specifically, just if we're upset, it's usually with the business practices of Funko itself. So I've made that comparison myself to Ty Beanie Babies in some older videos. I just want to explain why it is that collectors have said that. From the fanatic perspective, they say it's not fair to make that comparison. And they tell you that Ty is still around, that Ty is one of the biggest plush manufacturers globally. And that's all true, but that's not the point. The reason for the comparison is because even though Ty is still around, the craze is over. The Beanie Baby craze is finished. It's dead and buried. All right? People are not obsessed with Beanie Babies anymore. People aren't waiting in front of stores hours before they open because the new ties are being released that day anymore, which has happened. That used to happen in the 90s. You don't see Beanie Babies at conventions anymore. There isn't like a dealer that has like 100 Beanie Babies at a toy show. There aren't Beanie Baby shows anymore. Yes, that did happen, just like you have Pop Swaps now. There aren't Beanie Baby price guides being produced anymore. Okay? That isn't happening. And people aren't paying outrageous aftermarket prices for Ty product anymore. Back in the day, people would pay hundreds and even thousands for Ty Beanie Babies, specific ones that they were trying to chase down. Beanie Babies can't get that price anymore. All those old school Beanie Babies that were commanding those kind of aftermarket prices have very drastically bottomed out at this point. And I used that example in that video, that Future of Funko video that I did, I don't know, a couple of years ago. Because in the 90s, I had a Beanie Baby cat. Now, I remember I've been buying, selling, trading since like the late 80s. Now, in the early part of the 90s, like 93-ish, I think it was Licorice was the name of the cat, if I'm thinking of the right one. I got like between $450 to $480 for this thing. Okay? I found it in the thrift store for like 50 cents or something. And I sold this thing for like between $450 to $480. I want to say closer to $480. Look up Licorice on eBay now. It should be around the $25 range. I'm sure there's a few people that'll have it out there for an outrageous price because it's eBay. But if you look up Licorice, oh God, 1987, and honestly, it shouldn't be getting more than 25 bucks. I think in that video when I looked it up, it was selling for like 15 even. So interest in that product has completely waned away and the values fell through the floor. A lot of collectors invested a lot of money, time, and energy on a product that literally has no value now. And Funko kind of feels like Ty in that respect. And the comparison to Beanie Babies is made because there are many Funko collectors out there who can see a day when people look at Funko Pops and basically say, who cares? Who cares anymore? And, if you don't believe that, I'm going to throw something else out there for you. Do you know what it was that killed the Ty Beanie Baby market? Oversaturation. Ty, when they knew they had it going, flooded the market. They were cranking it out. They had special editions and all kinds of mess. They had Happy Meal prizes. They put themselves out there any way, anywhere they possibly could until the market was totally oversaturated with Thai and totally oversaturated with companies trying to reproduce the effect by making their own version. People got tired of it. People got tired of it, which you can also kind of see now. I've heard more and more, and I've mentioned this a couple of times recently, more and more in the last year, in this year, in 2019, hearing from really diehard Funko collectors who contacted me or contacted me back. Like we have the email down there, and you can find me on Instagram and things like that, and saying basically, yeah, I was kind of upset at some of the things that you've said about Funko in the past, but yeah, I'm starting to get it. I think I see where you're coming from now. And when I say things like that and I sound really critical, it's just my experience talking. Like I said, I've been doing this a long time, but I've been seeing less interest in the pops. I mean, Funko's still making a lot of money, but that's gross sales, not net. There's a difference. They're still making a lot of money, but people, they're relaxing, and a lot of people are consolidating. A lot of people are selling out part of their collections or even their whole collection because they feel overwhelmed. There's a lot of that going on. Interest is coming down. Prices are coming down on product that was made post mass production. Say about any time after 2015 when they really started cranking things out. And I personally have liquidated probably about 200 of them this year because I'm consolidating mine. LPH won't sell any of hers, so forget it. But I sold a bunch of mine just to tighten it up, focus on a handful of groups of interest, and I'm positive I didn't break even on any of it. It's, and I didn't pay over market for anything. I got the stuff fresh off the shelf, prices or cheaper. Couldn't sell it. I mean, people were just like, oh man, no. And pop swaps, for example, is another good one. When's the last time you went to a pop swap and saw any swapping going on? Remember back in the day, it was like a community thing. Hey, family of collectors, and hey, we're here to trade, and that's why it was called a pop swap. And now a pop swap is, nah, I really need to get some cash for this. Nobody's trading anything anymore. But just wanted to offer some clarification. Like I said, people they get upset when you make the comparison to Thai, or sometimes it's Cabbage Patch, because Cabbage Patch had a big craze of interest, and then it just kind of flustered. It just kind of waned away and disappeared. There are still people out there that even collect Cabbage Patch, even though I don't think they're making them anymore, right? But Thai is still out there and is still producing product, and it's everywhere, just like Pops. I mean, you go to the supermarket and you can see in their little weird accessory aisle or wherever they keep their toys, there's probably some Thais there, some Beanie Babies, but people aren't interested in them like they used to be. And I could see a day in the future where people might feel that way about Funko, where they're just like, oh, well, yeah, I remember when those were popular. I remember when those got a lot of money. But you never know. You never know. What do you think? What do you think about what I had to say about that comparison? And if you're someone who's been upset about people saying, oh, yeah, it's like Beanie Babies, do you get why they say that now? Is kind of the point. Not necessarily meant as an insult, but the craze and then the drop off after the craze, it feels very similar, and it's happened with a lot of marketable items. A lot of marketable items over the years, a lot of pop culture things. And I know the other argument, by the way, is that, oh, well, Funko has all these franchises. They don't have any franchises, except for their own inventions like Wetmore Forest. That's Funko's franchise. Everything else, they rent. That's why it's a franchise. Someone else owns it, And for that matter, Funko is notorious for overpaying for it because a lot of franchise holders don't want to be bothered with Funko. Believe it or not, if I remember correctly, I had read that they are overpaying on average 15% higher than a lot of other companies would pay for a similar franchise, and that's hurting them financially to a rather large degree, actually, because their debt to net ratio is really bad. And any franchise holder reserves the right to yank that franchise away, which Mattel did to Funko not too long ago when Mattel got pissed off at him. Imagine what would happen to Funko if Disney got pissed off and said, no, no Disney licenses. That's like 40% of their product. That means no Marvel. That means no Star Wars. I mean, a lot of the stuff that they do is connected to the Disney franchise chain somehow. But that's another discussion. Anyway, if you understand what I'm talking about, please do give the video a thumbs up. If you have any comments about it, tell us what your thoughts are down below. Please do share it if you can. Subscribe if you're new. Check out some of the other videos. We do a lot on this channel. Find us on Instagram, Open by Chance on Instagram. And hey, maybe I'll do a tour of the Funko Pop section in the museum here sometime soon. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.